The rent in the apartment I just toured is $7,000 a month, but I can't even live there because they said for me and my two friends to live there, we have to make 103 times the monthly rent, which is about $720,000 a year. And I'm sorry, but at 24 years old, I'm not making $700,000 yet. Also, it's in the East Village. Are we serious? Lady showing us the apartment was like, if you and your two roommates want to move in here, you have to make 103 times the monthly rent to even apply.
On the lease is 45 times. If you are two people on the lease, it's 80 times, but for three people, it's 103 times.
Okay. They're asking for too much. They are asking for too much. Sure, we will gladly pay your 40 times the rent, 7,000 times 40, whatever. We'll pay the 40 times. 103 times? I'm gagged.
Landlords, you're not checking our credit score anymore. You're checking our blood pressure. You want 3 times the monthly income to rent some of these places? Average rent in America just hit $3,000. So $9,000 a month. The average American is not making that kind of money. This shit's crazy, dude.
Like, EK, does this timeline work for you? You know, have you found any leads? Like, fuck you.
The landlord is getting really pushy, and it sucks because I'm like, you guys stopped responding to me for days. Why are you just now rushing?
Wasn't informed of the rent increase. They were like, the previous leaseholder would have been emailed about the rent increase. And I'm like, well, that's weird, because I'm the one who's going to be re-signed.
Week out from July, still have no idea what's about to happen.
For anyone that rents an apartment in America, let me know if you remember this hilarious story. Do you remember in 2020 when all of the rents came down because of the global crisis that was happening? And all the landlords reluctantly were just like, all right, we'll bring it down for a little bit because you're all dying or whatever. But don't get used to it. It's not going to stay like this. And we were all just like, we're busy. We can't think about this right now. So whatever. Then they stayed down for most of 2020 and 2021. And then in 2022, we all got our renewals. And they weren't just like, oh, we're going back to pre-pandemic levels. They were like, we're going back to pre-pandemic levels and also double what you're paying. And we were just like, but that can't be, you can't do that, right? And they were just like, we can do whatever we want. And then we went to the government and we were like, can they do whatever they want? And the government was just like, who are you, you peasant? And then we were like, okay, well, if my rent is doubling, then screw it. I guess I'll just find some other place to live. And then you realize that everybody's rent did this, almost as if they talked to each other about this stuff. There was literally nowhere to go. But then a lot of what I heard was just like, well, it's just reaction. It's an overreaction because of, you know, some of the money they lost in the pandemic and blah, blah, blah. But it'll come back down eventually. Real? When's that? When's that going to happen? It's been 2 years. Am I going to get my renewal this year and it's going to be for less than what I was paying last year? Is that how my renewal is going to work? No, because that's not what happens. It just keeps going up every single year. So I just thought that was funny. I thought it was funny that once the virus left all of our bodies, we transferred the virus into our economic system. That was fun.
So I just feel like with the price of everything right now, especially the rent prices, I was just looking at this post of a guy who was paying 900, no, I think he was paying like 800 or 900 for a wood bedroom in 2019. And that same one bedroom apartment is now $1,700. And I just think that's ridiculous. And I'm trying to figure out what is the end goal here, especially with AI. What is the end goal? Are things just going to keep increasing until people cannot afford anything? Is it going to be time for some sort of uprising, some sort of fight against this? I don't know. Just interesting.
I got my lease renewal today sent to my email, and the numbers that were presented to me made my jaw fall to the ground. And not many things make my jaw fall to the ground quite like this. I live in Channelside, I live in Tampa. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. So if I want to sign another 12-month long lease, which is the lease term I'm currently on, they are going to raise my rent over $1,000. Now this is where I want to make sure everyone's sitting down for this number. If I want to go month to month, the rent will be $11,438. One more time, $11,438. $11,438 USD. One more time, just like so you can like really like $11,438. I don't even know how that number is calculated. It's almost like they pulled it right out of their ass.
I just moved from Texas to New York. I've had to rewire my brain to adjust to living here. One of the biggest things I had to do is change my perspective on rent and where the value of what I'm paying is coming from. So here's what I mean. So when I was living in Texas, I took living in my apartment, enjoying my rent, very serious. For context, apartments in Texas have gyms, lounges, co-working spaces, office centers. So you enjoying your rent is you staying home, opting to stay home to maximize the value that you're getting out of like what you're paying to your apartment. For my loft up here, I pay almost double what I paid back in Texas. I'm paying for 2 Texas apartments for my 1 New York apartment. All those amenities that I listed before, gyms, lounges, all of that, you're not getting that in New York. I ain't got that. And nobody does. But the longer I live here, the more that I realize it kind of makes sense. The amenities of living in a New York apartment is New York itself. Like, it's not worth it if you're not out experiencing things, meeting people, making things happen, etc. Like, that's what makes paying rent on the first okay. Down south, the value of your rent is inside of the apartment building. Up here, the value is outside your apartment building. You gotta touch grass. Rent is crazy up here. It's undeniable, but the amenities are there. I'm casually living a dope life, surrounded by other people living dope lives within the confines of New York City. That right there cannot be replicated. The phrase New York or nowhere, it makes sense. If someone is willing to pay double what you pay just to be in New York City, that should tell you about the value of the city itself.
Hi, on today's rant, I'm getting really annoyed at the fact that I can't find an apartment in downtown Pittsburgh for less than $2,000 per month per person, and it's Pittsburgh. Like, are we kidding? My friend and I have been looking to move into somewhere downtown Pittsburgh because I don't want to bring my car downtown because it's so stupid to have a car down there because of traffic, and I just want to be able to walk to work. And every single thing, which is like student housing, because there's literally like multiple universities in downtown Pittsburgh, it's all like minimum $2,000 per month per person plus like application fee and also the security fee. Like, is that really necessary? These places are shitholes. Oh my God. And everything is like moldy, not renovated. Like, I just need like a nice apartment. That's it. Like, with my own bathroom and my own bedroom. Are we kidding? So yeah, if you guys like know anything, like literally DM me, text me, because I'm sick of looking. Like, I'm actually getting a migraine from looking at the same websites over and over again and trying to get on the phone with people because nobody answers their phone anymore and it's all freaking chatbots trying to talk to you, and I'm just like, whatever. So help a girl out.
Now, what I'm about to say may piss a lot of landlords off, but I don't really care at all. But I'm gonna read to y'all the qualifications that this person wants for this house. And it ain't an amazing ass house. We're not talking about anything super expensive. The rent, like I said, is $16.95, $40 application fee per adult. They want you to make 3.5 times the rent. Standard for whatever reason is 3 times the rent. When majority of Americans don't even make 3 times a $1,600 a month rent. I don't know where people just get up and be like, oh yeah, we're just gonna make this a national standard that people have to make 3 times the rent amount. Majority of people can afford 2 times the rent on a specific basic home like this. But this person is going even further. They don't want you to have 3 times the rent. They want you to have 3.5 times the rent. They want the last 2 years of your W-2s, the last 3 months of your check stub, driver's license or ID, social security card. They want you to make 2 months worth of rent as your security deposit before you even move in, and you have to have a credit score of at least a 670. I'm trying to tell you off the bat that disqualifies so many people from being able to be in a home that is decent. Let's add that up, why don't we? Off the rip, you have to pay first month's rent, $16.95. You have to pay $40 application fee per adult, and let's just say the standard adult is 2 adults, right? You have to pay, if you have a pet, which majority of people in Houston do have pets, dogs, it's a $250 non-refundable fee per pet. So let's just say you have a pet. We're going to add that up. And then you have to make 2 months of the rent to equal the amount of the security deposit. So that's $16.95 times 2. All right. And on top of that, we're not even talking about your utilities and all the things that you have set up. They want you to have rental insurance before you move in. Standard rental insurance is probably about $25 a month. Let's just say that. Before you can even move into this house, sitting in a savings account somewhere or just idle money, you already got to come off of this amount of money. I don't know at what point we stop being human, though. Even as an investor and a landlord, at what point did we stop being human and we say money trumps everything, including people? I don't get it.
The rent crisis in America is getting out of control. Landlords are asking for someone who is making 103 times the rent. Okay, I know there are people who are making that kind of money, but really, does the average American have that kind of money somewhere in their account sitting waiting to pay for rent or act as a security for rent? This issue is just total insanity, pure madness, and there's a lot that is not making sense. How much are you paying rent right now? You can answer me in the comment section. Also, I'd love to hear your opinion on this matter. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next one.